We have such sights to show you. Oh, no tears, please. It's a waste of good suffering.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Tuesday Night Terrorvision. I am your host, Pete, and I am joined by the one, the only, gasp! It's J-Man.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, brother. Good to see you again on yet another Tuesday Night Terrorvision, and welcome to the chat out there. Hello. I don't think I have it up. Do I have the first of the month? It is the first of the month.
Yes.
It is the first of the month, and I know I didn't have it uploaded, so there's some of you like, oh, you mentioned it, you don't have it uploaded.
Thank you. That was great.
I know. Thank you, Patsy Parisi. I appreciate you. Why is my green screen? I don't like that. My green screen's messed up. All right, anyway, we are reviewing tonight, folks, we're reviewing Road Games, and this one was, it was a different movie than I'm used to. It's more the thriller, suspense, kind of mystery deal. It was Australian? It was an Australian.
Yeah, in a time when Australian movies weren't really anything. This guy did like a hey Dan, hey Godzilla. Basically, this guy he did Rear Window. He did a Hitchcock movie on wheels. I hadn't seen it. I own the theatrical poster for this. I actually have the original poster. I have this on DVD, and I remember really liking it when I saw it. And it's one of the Tarantino movies that he likes or whatever. And then I hadn't seen it for a long, long time, and it came up in conversation, so we decided to do it. But I started watching, I thought, oh crap, I forgot. This is really not even a slasher movie, because I remember there's a killer, but after the first scene, there really isn't much like slashing going on. But the idea of the slasher is there. So it's weird. It's like, we're not seeing any of the deaths. We're just seeing the truck driver trying to piece together what's going on. And it's really a character study. So I messaged you. I was like, I'm not sure about this one. But then, you know what? I thought we've done so many. Yeah. Like already, like we've done a bunch of giallos. We've done a bunch of slashers. This will be a bit different. It is horror in that. It's sort of like in the ballpark. It's like, it's on the stands of horror. It's not in the game, but like, and it's an important movie for us. It's adjacent. Yeah.
Horror adjacent.
But it's an important movie for Australia because like Sean Connery was supposed to be in this. Like there's a lot of things going on. And then what happened was they just didn't have anybody. So the budget was really low. They got Stacey Keach, and basically he took it because it's a character study. It's just this guy by himself. And I guess we'll talk about it as we go, but so I was like, you know what? It's really not the kind of movie that we're doing, but because it's not the movie that we're kind of doing, it kind of makes it somewhat interesting to do it.
Yeah. You don't see many YouTube horror channels clamoring to review Road Games.
Right.
Unless you're looking specifically at obscure Jamie Lee Curtis pictures, which then we've done Terror Train too.
Yes.
So, which is actually really good.
I like Terror Train.
Yeah. Jamie Lee, this isn't a Scream Queen type movie for her, if that's what you're looking for. But yeah, what the hell's going on here? I'm fucking with this thing. All right, man. You know what? I'm not even beefing with this right now. But Raj, Raj dropped a $2 super chat, and you know what, Raj? I was inspired last week when you said, "Hey, you know, you sent the super chats," and I said, "I'm gonna do a special bumper."
Did you have time to do it?
I did.
Oh
now,
my gosh!
now
Nice.
listen to this. Listen to this. Literally,
Nice.
and I'm not tooting my own editing
Yeah,
horn
yeah.
because it's not the prettiest editing job I've ever done, but as far as time spent on a 2-minute and 5-second clip, we'll clock it in around 3.5 to 4 hours worth of editing.
Oh, wow.
That's screen recording and clipping everything up, and then the audio and stuff like that, making sure the levels are good. But Raj says best fucking horror stream on live stream on YouTube, man. Thank you, Raj. Love you, bro. Thank you. Here we go. Hang on, let me kill the background music here. So for a $2 super chat, here you go, Raj. Here's your big bumper.
Happy, happy Halloween, 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 happy, happy Halloween, silver shamrock.
It's too Puerto Rican.
The box. You opened it. We came.
That's what she said.
You solved the box. We came. Now you must come with us.
That's what she said.
If you say that's what she said one more time, I'm gonna pop you.
Oh, no tears, please.
Wow.
Is the audio better now?
I think it is a little bit better for me now. Yes, yeah. So it was weird because I had to get a new audio thing going, and then I couldn't tell if it was me or Pete.
Okay, because Godzillionaire said my audio was low too, and I'm pretty sure I turned my mic up and I adjusted the settings in StreamYard, which I haven't been having any mic issues. But dude, you're welcome, brother. You're welcome, man. And I'll once I have a little bit more time, I'll edit together another one because I want to have at least 4 to 6 of those so I can rotate them around.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's better, Godzillionaire. All right, thank you. Jay said it was better. I want to make sure the chat can hear me properly, my dulcet tones here. But without further ado, ladies and gents, let's get into road games. Did the freaking clip play?
Nope.
I wish you could see why that didn't play, because the way my webcam is in the lower right-hand corner of my monitor. And on my dashboard for StreamYard, the clip for the title card is situated and nestled right behind my webcam. So I was trying to click it and I accidentally clicked and highlighted the little circle in the upper left-hand corner as opposed to just playing the clip because I am an idiot. So that's me. So I was just kind of sitting back going like,
What the fuck?
why isn't the clip playing? Thank you, Josh Brolin. So we start out at the hotel here, and I love Stacey Keach's entire, like you said, his dialogue, his narration of every situation, and
Yes.
I while I this movie's like an hour and 40 minutes, and
Yes. I
it's
know it feels longer.
it seemed like it was about 2 hours.
Yeah.
It did. But I do like Keach, like how he even it's just him and the dog, and he just has conversations because as somebody who has a dog, and when my kid is in school, it's just me, the dog, and the cats, and the dog's always around me. I talk to the dog, so I can relate to that.
Yeah. This is a road movie. And if you're in, you're going down these long stretches of road, you're a trucker. They talk to themselves. They talk to the dog, which he thinks is a dingo, which is great. And then later there's a bit of a spoiler where it's really actually a dog, and he didn't know. He's like, I thought I bought a dingo. But like, there's parts where he's seeing cars and he's making up stories for each car he sees. And, he'll stop for a bit and then cars pass him, but then he'll pass them and then see them again. So it's sort of like that. And then it's basically like he's on the trailer of this killer. This was hilarious. He pretends whenever you have static, people always go, shh, sorry, I can't hear. He's scraping his 5 o'clock shadow. It's like scraping. He's like, oh, I can't hear you. That was great. But this entire movie is built on Stacey Keach's performance. For me, when I first saw this, I just connected with him, and I just did the whole movie. I thought, wow, this is really cool. It's not going to get a massively high score because of the way I rate the movies, but it's still going to get a pretty high score. I do think this is good. It's not exactly a slasher, but I think there's enough suspense in it for me that makes it kind of neat. And that's the killer right there. We see the killer. This is a weird one. We see the killer right away, but we don't see him properly. So it's kind of like, you're like, okay, well, what's going on? At some point, you're even questioning, is the guy actually a killer? Like, what is but you do see a scene in the beginning. So I'm pretty sure the movie wants you to think that this guy's the killer. So like Stacey Keach is, so here, this is the scene right here. There's no nudity, so it's okay. So there's the glove. There's the giallo glove. Right. You start out. Now I want to try to get a picture of the guy in the shadows. Yeah. So there he is getting the weapon together. He has like this special wire.
It's like piano wire, or
it's like piano wire. Something.
Yeah, it's like what is that? I always miss. Is it a garrote or a garrote?
Oh yes, yes, yeah.
Yeah. Is it garrote?
I think
garrote?
I say garrote. It's
garrote.
A garrote.
Okay, you're probably right. I'm Midwest,
but I'm not sure. Canada does have different pronunciations for some things, but it doesn't matter. He uses it as a wire or whatever. And thanks, Dan. Thanks, Dan. I appreciate. I don't have all my bumpers. I'll give you a bumper tomorrow when you come on the stream, Dan. Thanks for the $2. I appreciate it. So he's definitely like, this girl's dead. Like, I mean, she's there. He comes up behind her. He's got the gloves, the giallo gloves, sort of, but they're not black. They're a different kind of thing. So you can see the inspiration. He's got the wire, and she's toast. And now the thing is, Stacey Keach had to sleep at his truck because that guy walked in and literally got the last spot. And it was awesome because he's just getting his shit together, and it says vacancy, no vacancy. You're like, oh.
Yeah, I saw the sign light up. I'm like, how old school is that?
That is cool. Yeah, it's old. This is 1981.
1981.
So here's.
I'm sorry. Because,
yeah, go ahead.
This came out 81. So it was shot in 80. Halloween 2 came out in 81 as well, didn't it?
Halloween,
Halloween 3 was 82, and then they didn't do another one until 88 with Return. So yeah, this came out the same year as Halloween 2, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so then, I mean, this is still like, so I don't know how they got, this is Australia. This costs like a $1.5 million to make or something. It's like all the money went into getting Stacey Keach, Jamie Lee, and the car parts. There's some good car chase parts.
Yeah.
That's all the money. The rest of it is Stacey Keach probably just alone in that truck with his musings on life and his paranoia, and he's not sleeping well. This was promoted to people as Rear Window I don't know if you've seen Rear Window.
I
Hitchcock.
haven't.
Yes.
I have not seen that.
Rear Windows, literally the guys. So that's what's his name, Jimmy Stewart standing outside, and it's Raymond Burr, Perry Mason. So he looks outside, and the neighbor's up to some weird shit, but he's in a wheelchair, so he can't. He's like, "Oh shit! Did the neighbor just kill someone? What's going on?" And he can't do anything, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's that kind of thing where he just keeps looking, and then you start to think, well, maybe you're just crazy, and this neighbor's fine. Like, why are you being weird? You know. This is the first instance where something's like, okay, the dog's messing around with the garbage. That guy put some garbage out, but what was in the garbage, we're not sure. And then the guy's looking at him through the window, really weird as well. And I don't know if I can get a clip of that. No. So you see his reactions here. So this is him looking, and the guy's like this, like through the, you can't see, they're doing a good job of not showing you the guy. You get
They
this like
obscure him with the shadow and the curtain very well. It's almost like Wilson from Home Improvement. Like you saw this.
Oh yeah. That's right. You never saw that guy. Yeah. Did you actually never? I never finished. I never actually saw the whole thing. You never saw?
I haven't
him?
either. I don't know if they ever revealed his face. I never watched the whole series, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I only see the bits here and there, but you can't see the guy, so he's just peeking out. So you're like, okay, but the thing is that you discover that this guy Quid, Pat Quid, his name is on his truck. So that guy, the killer, used Pat Quid's name when he registered in the book, which was genius.
I was like, that's a baller move. Like that dude's playing 4D chess here.
The killer's pretty he's pretty ahead of everything. I almost thought he was going to get the remember an Intruder where the ending they got screwed over. I almost thought it was going to be an Intruder ending.
Yep.
All right, so he's packing up the meat, and so now the rest of this is going to be literally now the next like hour is going to be literally just on the road. His musings. And because he's on the road all the time, they mention he's not sleeping well. He took extra jobs. You're right. They coerced him into taking this job at a double time payment. Right. Like, so again, and I don't know how it works. I've been in trucks, and I used to work in a machine shop where we put together they're blowers. They go underneath a truck and they help. It's basically like two like pistons and like gears, and if a truck is carrying grain, right, it's not a guy shoveling out, right? Like it's being put, so it's like the thing that like powers it and it pushes out, so it'll blow out the grain or whatever they're carrying. So I used to repair those. So you'd see the truck guys come in, the big huge trucks and stuff. So it's pretty cool, and you go in them. It's awesome. I mean, they're awesome.
Those over the road truckers rigs, some of those are really nice.
They're nice, yeah.
I liked what he did with like giving everybody in cars like a backstory.
Yeah.
And like that was kind of neat. Stacey Keach, this was not the role I am accustomed to seeing Stacey Keach in, right? My fondest like memory of Stacey Keach is probably Up in Smoke. Like Lieutenant Stadenko. And they keep calling him lard ass.
I've never seen that. That's Cheech and Chong, right? Yeah, I've never seen it. I don't think I've seen almost any of those. I don't know. They never crossed my.
Up in Smoke, Still Smoking, Corsican Brothers, Born in East LA, Nice Dreams.
I remember that one.
These are all movies they're very, very good. And chat, help me out with any other Cheech and Chong movies I'm leaving out. The Corsican Brothers. I feel like the Corsican Brothers is like an underappreciated gem. Like that one that they play. That's that one. It's very funny. I always get a kick out of that.
All right. So all these guys come into play. So as you see them and he names them, oops, didn't mean to play it there. As you see them, like this guy will come into play in the movie. Like he becomes a character, right? At the bathroom or whatever.
Yeah,
right?
like the little rest stop type deal.
I like this yellow beard. Monty Python people. Oh, that sounds cool. I like this dog that you think is a dingo, which
Yeah.
they don't bark, or they very, very, very rarely bark. If they do, it's usually like, "Rawr," like it's like a one. It's not like "Rawr." It's just like a
Yep.
one quick bark, or it's like. I like this dog. It stayed quiet. I don't know how. I was thinking like, wow, this thing has not moved or said anything for long stretches of dialogue where Stacey Keach is talking and talking, and the dog's there, and it's like.
And that right there, that's an excellent like trained dog, because like mine, if I talk to her and interact with her, she's like, you know what I mean? Like she's all over the place. She's like, unless like I'm like, just petting her and she's laying in my lap. But yeah, like in the car, honestly, like in the car, mine is good. Like she's pretty chill. She doesn't bark unless I get out of the car and leave her in there alone, which I can't, because then she'll ruined my window tint. So, which she did on my Jeep, which didn't matter because I traded it in. But
So you take her out.
I have to take her out when I get out. So,
Right.
Or somebody else has to be in the vehicle with her, or else she goes ape shit if I leave her in there alone. Like, and I'm not talking like I leave her in there alone with like the heat, being hot outside in the windows. No, if she was in the air conditioning is running for her, but like she just does not like to be in that car without me. She cannot be in there alone and not destroy a window. This guy, all right.
What was this guy's problem?
Holy shit, dude. First of all, like, this is kind of my wheelhouse. I own a boat, I tow it, and I worked at a marina for 10 years. So I towed a lot of boats over the course of my time in that industry. And anything from, jet skis to, probably 60 footers, big, beefy Great Lakes type boats. Some of those, you take out in the bigger waters other than an inland lake. But this is just a fucking like about a 20 footer. I mean, and this guy is like taking up both lanes with it. And then when he forces Quid off the road, and Quid's like, fuck it. And he's driving. I'm like, man, I'm glad they don't have ditches in Australia. Holy shit, dude. You could not do that in Michigan, nor could you do that in Canada on the highways I was driving on.
No way.
No, I don't have a yacht. That's a customer's boat. I got a 20-foot fucking pontoon. That ain't no yacht.
Yeah, but still, what was the thing is, see, this guy, so later they're gonna have a confrontation, a heavy duty confrontation later. Mm-hmm. But all of these characters become sort of supporting cast, and they're almost by vehicle, because you've got red motorcycle guy, you have guy with balls, right? He literally says it's literally a truck full of different. It's like soccer, it's basketball, and the guy's like, "No, that's a man with a lot of balls." Yep. And then you've got like husband and wife, where he's like, "Oh, he's an accountant or something." You got boat guy. So the movie has presented these side random characters that are associated with their vehicles. That's kind of cool. And then you've got hitchhiker girl, and they tease you because you're like, oh, that's Jamie Lee. And then he passes her. You're like, oh, wait, what the hell was that? He passed her. And you're like, okay, he'll pick her up on the next. Nope. And you're like, okay, what's going on? Like you're anticipating, waiting to see so the way that this guy worked, the Hitchcock method is that like you delay the inevitable to create that like kind of suspense. So it's like, you're like, okay, you introduce these guys. It's 15 minutes in. There's a killer. There's the red motorcycle guy. There's the balls guy. There's the husband and wife guy. There's the boat guy. Got hitchhiker woman. All of these are going to replay themselves as the movie goes on or whatever.
The honeymooners too.
Honeymooners. Sorry. Oh.
Yep. That becomes a major plot point too.
You're right. I forgot about that one. Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, as you were listing the characters, I'm like, we're forgetting somebody. There's the honeymoon couple, which he sees because he sees the just married, and then the new wife's head pops up. And gentlemen, I've been married for a long time. My 15th anniversary is coming up. Been my wife 17 years. Gentlemen, ladies, if you're in the audience, which I'm sure there's not very, if any, that shit, the second you put a ring on it, that shit stops. If it ever Like you can just kiss that goodbye. I'm just fucking telling you right now, unless it's your anniversary and you buy her something really, really fucking nice, and she's probably had a few drinks, and then it's gonna be never mind. But anyway,
if you put a marble, this is what they say. If you know the jar and the marbles,
yep.
Whatever, you put a marble in every time, and then when you're married, you take one out. You're never gonna empty that thing.
This is fucking truth. This is true. Trust me, it's fucking true.
I can. Yes. Those drive offers went away pretty fast. It's like, okay.
As soon as I got married, I was like, man, you were much more fun when we were dating.
But it's funny. But they just got married, so they're still in the in the movie. But like, I forgot about that. I think this movie, the party never stops for you. So when I started watching again, I was thinking it might be a little slow because I wasn't sure exactly what you're used to, right? So because I'm used to like watching a lot of these, because you watch a lot of like of these, like just like they take forever to get going. But I got into it and I was starting to think, I'm like, you know what? There's a lot of little pieces in this movie that I think if we talk it out, it'll make it out to be a little bit better. Because even my wife wasn't watching it, but she was kind of next to me. So she was kind of looking up every so often. She's like, this looks kind of interesting, but she's like, nothing's really happening. I was like, I think it seems like nothing's happening, but it seems like nothing's happening because the movie's not giving us anything. We have to extrapolate it. Like unless you talk it out with someone, if you just sat here by yourself and went on with your day, be like, what the hell was that? That was just like, there were some good parts. The last 25 minutes is pretty solid.
Yeah.
Like once the chasing is happening, that's cool. First hour, you're like, what the hell's going on? Like nothing's really happening. But actually a lot of little things you see, and I even forgot the married couple because all of these things are plot points that work against the guy, right? Because he attacks the guy in red. The woman gets scared and looks like he's aggressive to her. The boat guy, he has a physical confrontation with the boat guy. Like all of these things come into play. I think the script is very tight. I have the script for this. I think the editing, and I don't know what it is. Maybe it should have been 10 minutes less, perhaps, just to kind of ease through. But these early movies don't know what to do yet. Yeah. This is why the influential ones, like let's say Halloween, right? All these ones that are coming out, like this movie would have already been in production and getting stuff together before any of that stuff was really out there. Peace on my high from Dust Till Dawn.
I'm a man of the people, so
yes.
I had a thought though as we were talking about you have to extrapolate things from this to put the pieces of the puzzle together, and that I couldn't have phrased that any better because if you don't pay attention to the radio broadcast,
yes,
you're going to miss a fucking shit ton of exposition that they do just give you. All you have to do is listen.
Yeah.
Because my wife was watching this with me and she did not like it. There was parts she liked, but she was like, out of all the movies you watch, she goes, this is the one that's been like boring.
Yeah.
She didn't like this, and I think it was Tourist Trap, maybe she wasn't fond of, but I like Tourist Trap.
Yeah. No, she didn't like. Well, she didn't like The Dentist. She thought that was too cheesy or whatever.
Yeah, she did that. That was the one she didn't like. But no,
but that was that's tongue in cheek on purpose. So it's even my wife's like, this is retarded. Like it's like
borderline. It was like borderline, like almost like parody.
It's parody.
Yeah. But this, no, you listen to the radio and they give you this lady and her husband's name. They give you Jamie Lee Curtis's name and her whole backstory.
Yes.
And they tell you why this Feldman lady and her husband, who is an accountant, are on the run is because he fucking like he screwed something or screwed somebody over. It was, I can't remember exactly, but I just remember that. And then they're giving you all the details of the murder case. And then they tell you straight up, hey, we're looking for an over-the-road trucker named Quinn, and they give you his fucking name, and it's like all of that is right there. So yeah, they did do a whole lot with it. And before I play the super chat bumper, the lunchbox turns out to be such a red herring. It's hilarious.
It's hilarious. And then what you weren't expecting at the very, 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 very end, you're like, oh, there you go.
There it is.
There it is.
We were waiting for that. All right.
Go for Salma,
Yep, Salma Hayek. let's see. Which one was Salma Hayek?
I was from the Dust Till Dawn package. I don't know what you named them all.
I'm trying to think. Is it the Samurai Cop one? We'll play the beginning of it. We'll be able to tell. It's not that one. It's not that one.
Must be weird not having anybody come on you.
Thrill me.
You take drugs, Danny?
Every day.
Good.
You know, ever since you guys have been around with your TV cameras, Julian's changed. You know, he's getting all frustrated and...
Thrill me.
I don't know where I felt like I get a little drink around here, do you, bud?
Johnny, what can you make out of this?
This? Well, I can make a cap, or a brooch, a pterodactyl.
Oh, get this thing off me! What the hell are you now? Oh, why are you hitting me? Oh, it's gnawing at my skull!
That right there just inspired me, Raj, for my next bumper for this. I did an all horror one. I'm just gonna do a straight up one of the entire Selma. I'll take the copyright claim. I'm just gonna play the entire montage set to that song. It's that song, and I'll mix it in with Bree from Friday the 13th, 2009, which I said recently on one of the Friday the 13th groups I'm in on Facebook. I said that girl that played Bree, who's still to this, she's my age. She's like 45, 46, looks fucking incredible. She is probably the hottest woman in that franchise since Amy Steele, that played Ginny in part 2, and I will hang my hat on that.
Which one was she again? Let me see.
She was
Brie. Yeah, Juliana, whatever her name is, Guile or whatever. Yeah, I know. Yeah, she was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Amy Steele was great in her time. Which I met her when she was relatively still. Thanks, Raj.
Thanks, Raj.
Raj. I give him Scarlett Johansson on my thing because so you can give him other like.
I know where my skill sets lie, and look,
Right.
if it happened to be showing a big booty Latina dancing as a vampire queen with a snake on her, then fucking hey, I will do my duty to my country.
So he picks up. So okay, this is the woman that you're mentioning earlier with the
Yes.
husband. Now that's a psycho thing. The reason why Janet Leigh stole money in the beginning, she was on the run. So I'm wondering if that's a nod. There might be other Hitchcock nods.
And the way she flagged him down, we have to mention. She puts like tissue paper, across the road, and like uses that to get him to stop because. I mean, you don't know what the hell it is. You don't know if there's something in there. So, yeah, he stops. And then, of course, she just jumps in. It's like...
Right.
And let's face it. As a truck driver, it's like, this is not the kind of hitchhiker I was looking to pick up.
No, Jamie Lee will be much better when he gets to her.
And her last name is Feldman, which I'm guessing probably by marriage. But maybe, so she's going to be a Yenta and she's going to be kvetching the whole time, which she does.
Right. So she does.
I think, well, she's married. She's married to that Marty Feldman, I think, or something like that. So, I mean, it rubbed off.
So what's good about this is that every person that he engages about the possibility of the murder, so he thinks he saw a murderer chopping up body parts and putting in a bag. And this movie is tough to, I mean, this review can be very short because this is one that you have to just either watch or not watch. And just, if you don't want to watch it, fine. If you want to, you got to pay attention to every bit of dialogue. Cause like, as you said, the radio, there's exposition, but not in a way that you're normally used to getting it. It's usually the radio is like little incidental things or something's playing that's kind of funny. It's like maybe a joke, but this is giving you crucial pieces of information. And he's only half listening to it, which is why he's missing stuff. He's like, oh, I'm on the road. I'm paying attention. Plus, the other thing is that there's a time limit. They've only got a certain amount of whatever's, I don't know, is it nitrous
or freon.
Freon.
Is that what it be?
Freon, yeah. So
with.
it's like, yeah, so it's like super cold back there, but that's going to be running out. So he's got to get it. And there's a meat short. Oh yeah. We also learned through the radio, there's a meat shortage. So it's like they've got to get that meat. So that's important too. Plus it's his job. Plus he's getting paid double time. So there's a lot of factors. He can't be farting around trying to solve this murder, but he's got nothing else to do and there's nothing else to think about. So you're just sitting there driving this long ass road, thinking about and he's literally saying like, what the hell is he doing with the bodies? Like, is he chopping them up? It's like, must be because he's in the garbage. Why is the garbage can out there? This is played, you know why this is a slow movie by almost force. You're forced to make it slow. Like 2001 A Space Odyssey is also slow. Like, the pod is landing. You're like, well, hurry up and land. Yeah, but it's not Star Wars. A real space thing would take forever.
Yep. So
this is like, you're driving with him. Like you're literally driving with them for 1 hour. Like you are driving with them. So either you have to pretend like you're there with them discussing what's going on, or your mind will wander. And I think my wife was reading her book. So she was kind of in and out. She would kind of, oh, that looks like something's going on. Like, and maybe every like 15 minutes where something would happen, she'd be like, oh, that looks kind of neat. I think overall total picture, she wasn't, like really caring, but the individual parts, she's like, oh, that was kind of cool. That was neat. Oh, what's going on there? That's cool. But like, it's just like, almost like I could have told her the movie and it would have been, but I don't believe that. I believe that his performance and the way he's talking is awesome. Like try to come up with a bunch of trucker things that you're talking to yourself. Like really try to imagine writing that script. That's difficult in my opinion, because like, what is he going to say? You have to make shit up. Like, so, and then he starts telling her about it, but that screws him because it spooks her out.
Yep.
And then she thinks he's crazy.
And that's the thing too, in the dialogue with that, if you've never taken a long ass road trip, and I'm not talking like a 3-4 hour, I'm talking like 15 hours plus.
Right.
If you've never done that, then it's really hard to, like if you're used to driving an hour or two, you listen to the radio, podcast, maybe you get lost in your thoughts sometimes. That's me. On long drives, I always, like, even if like I've usually been with like the wife or like my dad on trips like that, and if one of them falls asleep, that's where my mind starts to go with all these just goofy ass things. And you like, I'll talk to myself. I don't give a shit. My wife knows I'm insane, so it's
right.
She's used to it by this point.
Yeah, I'll play like weird games. Like I'll see like, if I see some lines on the road and maybe I see a spot on the window, I try to like sit in such a way that the spot will line up with the lines, and like with little weird, like you're like these weird little games where you might like. When I remember as a little kid, my grandfather would, if we take it out for a drive, I'd have like maybe a toy in my hand or something. Like I had a Godzilla toy, and I would pretend Godzilla's eating the cars that were passing. Like like you put it, squish your head, or you go like this, and you can squish
crashing your head,
crashing your head. Yeah, so it's like, but you got a Godzilla toy, and it's like the mouth is like crunching the cars as it goes, like whatever, right? So here's where he sees the lunchbox, and this is a big. It's first of all, it's red, so it's a red herring.
Yep. Oh yeah, that was fucking spelled out. Like, hey, here it is. Like, no.
But look at this. Could be a head and a body.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing with this movie is that they show you this for precisely like 1 second. Like you have like a 1 second. You're like, wait, what was that? Oh shit, was that? Oh, I go back. Like it's like they are really. They're like, no. He's like, what? Oh my god. They're playing with you on this movie. They don't want it. Now I paused it perfectly just by accident here, but you can kind of tell like this looks like it could be a head. It's tied here. There's a body there. I don't know what's going on. And everything's far away. So see, he's like, what's going on? And she's like, what are you doing? Like maybe the guy's just driving. And I listened to the guy who made this movie. So the director has some words to say on the DVD. And he's like, he goes, I would go for these long drives and you would see people on the road, and then maybe they would make a pit stop and you'd pass them. But then later, eventually you'd have to make a stop and then they'd pass you, and then you'd catch up to them. You're like, wait a minute, that's that guy. How did he get in front? Oh shit, yeah. So he goes, you would see the same 5 or 6, 7 cars. So you got to kind of know them in a weird way. Like you're like, oh, there's the guy in the red. Yeah, there's the van or whatever.
Yep.
So you got the green van guy who's the killer, and you got all these other incidental characters, and you get to know them. And then you start to think like, yeah, what? And then I'm sitting there thinking, what's this boat guy's problem? Right? So it's like, what's his deal? What the hell's wrong? And this woman's weird. I don't think we meet her husband though, do we?
Negative.
No, we don't see the husband. So we only see her, but she's annoying. So you're probably thinking the husband's like, God damn, like she's annoying, right? But Stacey Keach is like so keen on this, and every person he's interacted with literally doesn't care. They're like, look, I've got and she's like, we have our own problems. You know, we can't get involved
When he makes the phone call, I'm sorry to interrupt you, bro.
Yeah, go ahead.
When he makes that phone call at the truck stop and they turn the music on and nobody can understand him over the phone, and then they're like, is that your dingo out there? And that's when his dog got like hit or something, because he came out and I think he had a mark on his head.
Yeah.
And it was the guy in the green van that did it. But none of the old boys did anything because they're like, wait, shoot, that was around here.
Yeah. Yeah. What a bastard.
I know.
Yeah. Here's where this woman is completely mental. She runs off like an idiot, and then she gets to the cliff and he's trying to help her. She's like, no. And then later she's telling the cops, so he tried to push me off the cliff because they try to railroad the guy or whatever. Give me a break. Look at her shoes. Come on. So yeah, here's what you were talking about. They come in.
Yep.
That's a great shot.
That's such an awesome pinball machine.
Yes. Oh, the old pinball machines were great, man. Some of them were like really cool.
I'm going to that barcade Ray went to.
Mhm.
We're going there for my wife's birthday. Actually, Ray's going with us, so I'm excited. I get to go. I'm like, yay, finally.
Yeah, it's like a lot of and there's the red guy, the red bike guy who we saw earlier. Now he's going to come into play a bit later.
Yep.
So Quid is trying to call. So he's trying to call the authorities and be like, look, I think there's some kind of killer. I'm not sure. They can't understand him. Some of the accents are thick, and then they can't understand you because you've got an accent, right? We always think that, oh, these people have this weird accent, but now he's got the weird accent and they can't understand him. And I've done customer service, and sometimes I get people, and I'm pretty good. I've watched many Chinese and Japanese films. I own literally hundreds. My wife is Indian. Her accent is hardly noticeable though, but like her family, I've talked to many Indian people. So, but even me, and my former boss was Scottish, and he was Connor McLeod of the Cloud. He's like the super Scottish, and people could. So I'm pretty good, but sometimes you get a call, you're like, I'm sorry, I can't understand anything that you, and you just have to, because you're like, look, I'm sorry, ma'am, I literally cannot understand anything. We're gonna have to go real. So this is gonna be a long call. It's so he spells his name out like 7 times.
Yeah. And then he's got to like give like a descriptor for which is, oh my God.
Yeah, it's like green van. You know what's funny? There's a set phonetics you're supposed to use in customer service. So I did customer service for a few years. So it's like, A as in apple, or P, whatever, right? P as in Paul or something, right?
Yep.
So he starts using it. He's like, I as in ice cream. And he's like, ice cream, ICE. He's spelling out ice cream just to get I in Quid.
Yeah.
And you're just like, what is happening to me right now? And I felt, because now I own all the Insidious movies, so I won't see it in the theater. I'll just buy it, Raj.
I've never seen any of them.
Maybe we'll do like a part 1 at some point just to get you on board. I think part 1, I remember thinking it was pretty neat. So this is 1981. This is half an hour in the movie. Half an hour into the movie, you are already feeling this guy's frustration with that stupid woman. Just like the drive in general. This is a very frustrating scene. You're just like, God damn it. Right. Why aren't they understanding him? So he eventually gives up because there's, they start playing music and he just gets pissed off too. So he leaves.
I like when he does his little air punch.
Yes.
That was funny.
All right. So he comes out of here. Now the woman is staying there, and then you got, so he leaves this place. Yeah. There's the van or whatever, the trailer. Now here's this boat guy again. And this, I mean, what the hell happened here? I love that it's called Lady Luck 2, which seems to suggest that he had a Lady Luck, but he was probably an idiot and destroyed that boat and got another one and called it Lady Luck 2. I just made that up in my head, right? But I think because I'm the truck driver in this movie, I'm making my own shit up as I go. I'm making up a story. But I think that's what I love that it's Lady Luck 2. The guy's insane. I don't understand what he was trying to pull here with this truck here. Like, just move out of the way.
Right? I don't get why it was so important for him to like not let him pass. The first time, because his windshield got cracked. We forgot to mention that.
Oh, yeah. So he was pissed off or whatever.
It was Green Van guy that did it, though.
Right.
It wasn't the truck. So his anger towards Stacey Keach is completely irrational. I don't remember. I remember Keach seeing him earlier, but he didn't swerve. There was no negative interaction when he first saw him, when they were kind of introducing all the motorists who would be the cast.
I think the green guy was sort of hidden. So I'm guessing that this guy does think, because there's no other explanation, he does think it was Stacey. Because like,
had to think it was him.
The woman thinks Stacey Keach is the killer because he tried to push her off a cliff.
Yep.
The guy in red, the red bike guy, thinks he's the killer because he attacked me in the bathroom. This guy thinks he's crazy because he messed up his windshield. So every character in this movie ends up going against Stacey Keach except for the one who we're going to get. It's Mad Max with a boat. You're right.
Yeah.
Well, this is Mad Max pretty much. This is
disappointed me greatly.
So no, I like just walk away. I'm positive Lord Humongous would have let them all just walk out. Okay. Sure.
Right. Just walk away. I don't know if that's such a good fucking idea.
Yeah, I don't think so, buddy.
The guy in the loincloth and hockey mask said we can all walk away. Should we trust this gang?
I've got that. So that hockey mask is the exact hockey mask on the poster of Friday the 13th Part 5.
Isn't it?
Yeah, and that hockey mask was sold as a cheapy goalie mask in Canada. I've got 3 of them. I had a white one and a black one. I have the exact poster's hockey mask, and if I paint it gray, I can get Lord Humongous exactly. And I only have one. I had 3. Sorry, I had 3. One of them broke because we used it for a movie, and then the other one my buddy ended up keeping, and he moved away. So I've got one left, and it's hanging behind my door thing there. I made a few horror movies, of course.
Yeah.
And the killer wore that hockey mask. Gee, why would he wear a hockey mask? I have no idea why that would happen.
Where the inspiration for that?
I never pieced it together where that came from.
There's literally no idea.
No idea at all.
I got a Friday the 13th Part 6 mask and I customized it. And I wore it to the ring once. It's all black, but it's matte. And I painted it with silver first, and then did battle damage with the mustard and you feel the paint. So it got disformed because it's in my wrestling gear bag. It kind of got smushed, so I'm reforming it right now. Because it was like too tight, and it pinched my face. I don't have a wide face, but it was way too tight and it looked too long. It needs to widen out just a little bit.
Yeah, so it's like that. I didn't like the look of that new Friday mask that they had. That kind of looked very skinny to me as well. It needs to be a little bit more rounded.
That was my problem, not to get too far off topic, but that was my problem with the mask from Never Hike Alone. That was my one problem with the mask almost looked too small for his head. I was like, it needs to be a little bit above the forehead because you just want to see the top of the head. You see the strap coming over the neck. Basically it.
The profile, it almost is parallel to the top, but there's the gap from where your forehead is to it's weird. You have to you know what the thing is? You either can tell with your eye because you're a fan of Friday the 13th and you've seen them often enough.
Yep.
and it just looks weird. Like anybody who's a fan who looks at it can tell that it's weird. You're like, something's weird, and
it's an uncanny like valley thing with that fucking mask. It really, because it's like, it looks like the hockey mask, but it's just not right.
It's just not. Yeah.
Just
no,
not
I know
normal.
exactly what you mean.
Is.
I could tell every mask on its own. I could say that's part whatever.
Yep.
And you could just see when they're wrong. All right, so there's Hitch, who is what's her name? Thing. Yeah, he finally picks her up. 37 minutes in, we got one hour left. We got her in.
He's seen her like twice already.
Yeah. He has seen her twice, but he has not picked her up. He's finally picked her up. Calls her Hitch. Now she has so far been the only person who's into solving this murder. And then they're going to solve it from their truck. So she starts getting into the psychology of the killer. This is pretty early on. I'm trying to remember when. Did you ever see Manhunter?
No, I want to see that. I have never seen that one. That's like
that's
the
awesome.
first Silence of the Lambs, basically.
The first one, yeah.
Right?
And Hannibal Lecter in it is Brian Cox.
Yes. Joe Blow Horror was talking about that, and I'm like, how have I never fucking seen that? I love
so
Silence
good.
of the Lambs, like that whole series.
Yeah. Hey, Brendan, thanks for coming on, buddy. Manhunter is awesome. I prefer it to all the other ones that had come out. I still like Silence of the Lambs, and I actually like Red Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty good, and I like the Hannibal television show. That was a good show
with Mads Mikkelsen.
Mads Mikkelsen, he's very good. I like him. And then I didn't, Hannibal was like an okay movie, and Hannibal Rising, I think was okay. Like, I think Manhunter is my favorite, and I think that's the only one I own is Manhunter, where I have a physical copy. I have the other ones digitally, but I don't know. Manhunter was very, and what's his name? Tom Noonan as the killer. I really liked Manhunter. Anyways, but Manhunter was one of the first. I read the book of that too.
Okay. Is it 86?
Yeah, I'm trying to see when that because what's important about that was sort of the first time I heard about this, like, the getting into the mind, like what is the killer thinking at this moment? Why does he choose a victim? Why do they repeat patterns? Mm-hmm. I don't know. Of course, I'm sure that was around before then. But that was the first time I became aware of that concept of like, oh yeah, why do they do that? Like because you're used to, Jason just kills because his mom was killed, but that's not really realistic to a human brain. They have patterns. This is why they say, oh, why don't you change your pattern? But they can't. They're compelled to repeat their pattern, which is why they will get caught, because once you realize the pattern and the victimology and all of that, you're going to get these guys. And that's when the Criminal Minds show later started and, talked about that. But Manhunter was the first time I was aware of that. And that book was probably the first time I was aware of that. Vinny reviewed the Hannibal series. Cool. Citizen X and Organized was pretty good. Citizen X. Okay. So this is like, I was like, shit. I was like, cause I saw this way after and I was like, oh my God, like, hey, they're talking about like, does he hate women? Why is he doing this? So I didn't really see that. I was like, now I've seen it obviously since, and I first saw it in Manhunter, where the guy, it's the main guy from the Hannibal TV series, the same character, which I forgot his name now. It's not Clarice. What's the other guy? Oh my God. I can look it up. Hold on, man. I want to know. Manhunter. He was the guy from the show too. Will Graham. So Will Graham is the character from the Hannibal TV series.
Yep. He's
the Manhunter guy. So he's pre-Clarice. Clarice comes in the next two books.
Wasn't that in the movie? Wasn't it Edward Norton?
Edward Norton is Will Graham in the Red Dragon movie with Anthony Hopkins. Yeah, that movie is the first movie, but it came out later because they already did Manhunter, so they just went to Silence of the Lambs. And then what happened was that they're like, well, let's do Manhunt or let's do Red Dragon after Hannibal, but they already did. They're like, we'll just use Anthony Hopkins, so that way you have the Anthony Hopkins trilogy.
That's when he makes Ray Liotta eat his brain, isn't it?
That's Hannibal.
That's Hannibal. Okay.
Yeah. Now I didn't read that book, but apparently it's like it's way different.
Okay.
Like I think Clarice joins Hannibal in that book as a conspirator with them. My buddy thought that book sucked. He's like, don't even bother with that. He likes Silence of the Lambs. I kind of like Red Dragon, but I like Will Graham. Because Will Graham's character is I get into the mind. So in the Manhunter movie, he walks around as the killer, like he's imagining himself doing the crimes.
Yeah.
So to get into that. So when Jamie Lee starts to say, and see Stacey Keach is like, well, who cares? Who cares? And she's like, no, we got to get into his mind. Like that's really neat. She's the only one that kind of is entertaining his spiel here.
Yeah.
So, and this is a different role for her. She's like a diplomat's daughter or something. She's not.
Yep. Yeah, they say on the radio she's like it's a dip. Yeah, I think he was like a diplomat
or something.
Something like that. Some senator or some shit.
So she ran off, and she doesn't say I'm looking for adventure. She says adventure you can find wherever. She's like, I'm looking for like an escape, or I don't remember exactly what she, but it was pretty good. So anyway, now the cops pull them over. Now, if you were listening to the radio, you would know that they're looking for a certain guy. They're not sure if it's this guy, but he's got his logbook, so he kind of checks up. But there's been some suspicious stuff because the killer also wrote his name down at the hotel, and that girl's missing. So that's very cool. And again, so now we're 45 minutes in, and this stretch, the 15 minutes up till this point was really kind of the slower parts where it's like, okay, it's all this like, and it's right in the beginning, but now you're feeling the frustration. Like, the cops are being dicks. You're like, oh, it's like, this guy's not the killer. Like, come on. And my wife was like, I think he is the killer. I was like, no, I said, we saw the guy in the beginning. We saw him in the beginning. He's not. She's like, maybe it's in his mind. And I thought they could pull that. They could pull a stunt like that. Like, oh, it was in his mind and he really did it or whatever. Remember, what was the one we watched? And I just showed it to my friend last week was High Tension.
Oh yeah.
Remember where the twist was that the protagonist was the killer?
Yep.
And spoilers for everybody. Ha ha ha. But I showed that to my buddy a couple weeks ago because he hadn't seen it, and we had talked about it like months ago now. Like we talked about it way long ago. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, I said, well, I can show it to you. I said, the ending's a little bit weird for me, but let's see what you think. And he liked it, but also thought the ending was weird, but it's still a solid movie.
Yeah, we did that like a year ago, bro.
God, that's a year. Really, a year ago? Gee, I thought we just done that. Yeah.
That was a year ago.
Wow. So it took a year for my buddy to be like, oh, I never saw High Touch. I was like, well, you should have told me that day that we were doing that. I could have watched it. Had to watch. So I've watched it like 3 times in like a year. Anyway, so they get out. Now this scene again. This movie gives you like 5 minutes of tension, and then it gives you like character stuff, and it's not really character growth. It's just them having a dialogue. So when someone says this is pretty slow, it is because nothing happened, but they get comfortable here. So what the guy is trying to do in this movie is get you comfortable, and then something weird happens. Like when she goes and sees the guy there, and that lightning, the thunder and lightning, that was cool because you're like, oh shit, he's right there. He's been watching them this entire damn time. What the hell? So I'm going to try to pause it on that section. Here's where they talk a little bit about their background and stuff. And I like Jamie Lee in this, actually. I think this is like, I like her just being a normal girl. Like not, how am I going to pause? I'm never going to be able to. So that's her seeing the guy right there. Yeah,
he was sitting there and he was kind of just eerily staring at her.
Yeah. So I think I think it's supposed to be like, well, yeah, he does like girls, and that's, or maybe he's looking for her as well. He is looking for her to be the next victim because, I mean, why is she in the movie if not to be that? All right, so they're back on the road here. I love this. She writes tomorrow's bacon.
Bacon, yep.
Because it's all the pig meat or whatever. But this is important because that becomes now a thing. So you're going to see that tomorrow's bacon written the rest of the movie, and they show you how the doors open and close because they're not locked. You could typically lock these on these big rigs or whatever. Is like but it's not locked. It's just shut down with a latch. And there's a safety latch that comes down as well, but they're not padlocked. So that's to show you that anyone can open this, because that's going to become important later. It's not padlocked, so that's really all. But I'll do like right in tomorrow's bacon. That's funny.
August 12th of 2025, we reviewed High Tension.
Wow, over a year.
Yeah.
All right, so here there's something for some repairs. Now this part annoyed the crap out of me because the guy's car alarm is going off or whatever, and I was like, okay, you know what? It is going off for, I promise you, about 5 minutes of full screen time. And if you don't think that that's long, that is excruciatingly long.
That was terrible.
That was terrible. I don't understand. I really enjoy this movie, but I don't know what the hell. The sound guys, the direct, have the car alarm go off to signal that, okay, something weird's going to happen because everything's getting screwed. This is the turning point of the movie. From this point on, the movie's pretty good. Yeah. The first part is really slow, but I still like it. But anyway, that car alarm killed me. I was like, this is so stupid. What you do, you have the car alarm and the guy just shuts it off and then it's done. It is going, I promise, in 5 minutes of actual, like that is a long time. And I was like, God damn, when is this going to end? But I love the men and women sign, which is Fred Flintstone and Wilma. So if you're a Fred, you go over here. If you're a Wilma, you go over here. But that would be problematic today. Now it'd all be the same.
Yeah. All right, Fred's can go in the Wilma bathroom now, fella.
Yeah.
What?
Now he comes in here and they saw the green truck parked off to the side.
Oh, look at the fucking wall. Don't root Abbo's mate. Oh, and we didn't even talk about the walls on the inside of the fucking gas. Me and my wife are watching it going like, holy shit. Do you see the fucking walls? It was all like the conquest stuff, basically, and enslavement of the Aboriginal people in Australia. That was like decorating all of the walls there.
Yeah.
Now
there's a lot of set, bam, bam. Yeah, do your bam bams here. I think what they should do, why don't they divide the bathrooms by what you need to do? Like they should just have one that's all just number one only, so it's in and out, and then one for the long haul.
Yep.
Separate it that way. I think that's probably way easier. Because nobody cares about it. Nobody cares about it anyways. So if you don't care about the gender stuff and it's all the same, then the next logical step is to the number ones, put a 1 and a 2, and then all the ones to the left. Because then you're in and out. Get in, get out, right? Like not this like, because then you go in and then there's like half the people are waiting to take a piss, half them are waiting to take a crap. You don't know what's going on. You're like, sometimes I get caught and I'm like, I'm the guy that's waiting for whatever's free first. So I'm taking whatever I can get. So I don't know where to stand. I'm like, should I stand here in the middle? Because are you standing here? I'm like, well, there should be one queue. Anyways, I'm gonna do a bathroom. That's my Jerry Seinfeld bit. Why do they have so many? There should be one queue. One queue. Come on. All right. So he sees the guy in the stall. Okay, so there's the van. So Jamie Lee is checking it out.
Yeah.
In her tight jeans. So we appreciate that. Checking out in the tight jeans there, and it's like he's not in there. Well, then he must be in the stall because there is no one else around. This was actually done very well. So case in point, it's been 3 minutes. That buzzing sound is still going, though the buzzing sound goes away when he enters the bathroom. Okay, so he sees she looks in the van, she goes in the van, he's threatening the guy in the stall, but it's actually not, it's the guy, it's this guy who is in the stall. And then he comes outside and sees that Jamie is gone and the green van is gone.
because when she stuck her head in there, the guy was laying on the floor and he's like,
Yeah. So it wasn't really there's no jump scares in this movie, but it was alarming because you're like, oh shit, he's right there.
Yep.
All right. So he was right there. So he captured Jamie Lee and took off. And now I love this big hero moment that absolutely crashes. He's like, yeah, I'm going to get on the bike and chase him. And he just flops over.
that did not go as planned.
Let me see if we can, I don't know if I'm going to be able to pause exactly where that happened. Yeah. So he got on the bike and he can't ride a bike. He just flops over.
That would be me on a fucking motorcycle.
Yeah, I've never I wanted a motorcycle so badly, but then I'm like, if you don't get a Harley, it's bullshit. Like my friend got one of those like Japanese ones, which is just fiberglass basically.
The
and I'm
crotch
like,
rockets.
Yes. Oh, that's a good term for it. Because I understood what you meant immediately.
Yep.
For me, it's like, I'm like, if you're not getting a Harley, then fuck off. And then I saw the prices. I was like, I don't think I can afford
my
that.
dad's buddy owns 2 of them. He's 86 and he still rides.
Yeah.
And I was talking to him about it because he's got like custom paint jobs. And I'm like, I'd really like to get a Harley. He goes, how old are you? And I told him how old I was. And he goes, what the fuck you waiting for? Get a fucking motorcycle. I'm not afraid of learning how to ride it. I'm afraid of the people driving around me because 90% of the people on the road I drive around are morons and the other 10% are idiots.
Yeah.
So that's it. And I always will allow more room for motorcycles just for safety reasons because you understand what you're doing when you get on one of those things. You know the inherent risks. So I don't want to add to that. You know what I mean?
Well, my friend who I mentioned earlier did have an accident like 3 days after he got his bike. He was hit and got scraped. And I visually driving to work one day, I saw a motorcycle get hit and I had to call the ambulance. I had to call it in. That was, I watch a lot of horror movies and no problems. I can watch Hellraiser 2 while eating craft dinner and being like, this is bloody awesome. I saw a guy get hit by a bike that just mini traumatizing. I was like, holy fuck. And I had to call it in. And people say horror movies, it's a lie. I've seen family members pass away in front of me. I seen my grandfather get like gashed and blood like just came right out of him. So I've seen a lot of, it is nothing. You can watch Terrifier 400 times and it is not going to equal when I saw that guy get hit by a car off the bike. I was like, holy crap. Yeah. So like our horror movies are going to make you desensitized. No, yeah, right.
Not to real world violence, it doesn't.
No, not even in the slightest. Hey Tony, how's it going?
Tony.
Hey, Tony, did you change he changed his picture, right? Or
yep. Yeah, he changed his icon.
Okay, I was gonna say that's not the face I know.
No,
all right.
The clown picture when he was the Clown World Review before.
Oh, okay. All right, so this goes nowhere, which is hilarious. All right, so now the chase is on, except. Now, see, this was so weird. They're not sure. I love that they're not showing it to you, probably because you're like, is she okay? Like that's weird, right? Like it's like you can't. But I have a feeling that he just tied her up and propped her up to make it seem like she's okay.
And that's why he freaks out when he starts honking the horn because you see him in the mirror. He's like, I know what you're doing.
Oh.
That was
a good. Yeah. Good lighting there with the truck.
Yeah. The cinematography in this was good.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so where are we at here? We're approaching so the rest of this now is an actual kind of chase. It's hard to, I mean, it's because it's, okay, here he thinks he's pinned him down. And this is Pete, you mentioned it, the married couple, there it is.
Yep. And then he goes into his van and he goes into the lunchbox finally, opens it up, and this psychopath has a piece of cake just sitting in the fucking lunchbox. No tinfoil, no container. I'm like, yes, this man is that's exactly verbatim what I said to my wife. I'm like, yes, he is a psychopath. The frosting's going to get all over everything. What are you doing here? What are you doing,
he is weird.
What are you doing?
Now earlier we saw these very early. The filmmakers pulled a great trick here. We saw these guys early on, and because all of this shenanigans has happened, we forgot about them. And I've seen this a few times, and I'd forgotten, and I hadn't seen it in a long time. Like I only have it on DVD, not Blu. They came out with collectors. I think Anchor Bay did collectors Blu-ray edition, so it has all this extra crap. I didn't buy it because I was like, this movie can look a bit grittier to me. It kind of almost feels better if it feels better that it doesn't look, I don't want it to look too good. I feel like I like it being a little bit more like, old road picture that's like of its time.
Yeah, it shouldn't. No, this doesn't need to be polished. It really,
right.
It almost ruins. It would ruin the aesthetic of the movie. And I think the way it's shot and the way it looks, almost like you said, grainy. It's part of the charm of the movie.
Yeah. So he hears what he thinks is lovemaking, and he thinks it's Jamie Lee and the hitchhiker, and Jamie Lee and the killer, and somehow he wasn't the killer, and she's just hooked up with him. But what it was the married couple that he didn't see off to the side. That was, and then he takes this opportunity. He thinks they're in the woods doing it, so he goes to check the lunchbox, and there's nothing in there. But where everything is going to be obvious. So nothing's there, so he leaves. Now the door was open, so we saw that, but he didn't. And there's a great sequence here where they start to overlap, and they're superimposing things as he's thinking it through. Like, maybe the killer did this, maybe the killer did that. Why would he do this? Why did he do that? Maybe he's not this. Look, I'm crazy. Why am I talking? So, and you can see he's paranoid. He's tired.
Yeah, he's sleep deprived.
Yep.
It's just compounding his paranoia too. It's just making it worse.
Right, and now he thinks that hitch left him. Plus the Freon or whatever is going down.
Yeah, because the doors are open, so the temperature in the back of the truck's rising, which means the meat isn't going to keep for very long at all.
Yeah, and now this is great. Now we never got they pulled another trick on us. We saw them loading the meat up, but you didn't count. None of us counted it. And none of us paid attention because it was just, it's being loaded off to the side. So now you're looking down, you're like, wait a minute, were those two there before?
Right.
It's like, I don't. And then he's like, let me look at the manifest. It says 34 or whatever it was. It's like, it says 32. But then he physically counts them, and there's 2 extra.
Yep.
And there's 2 girls missing.
75, was he 75 Was it 75 kilos?
75. So I don't know what that is in pounds, but it's double or a bit more than double. It's 2 point something, right? So that could be 2 women who were skinny. Their limbs are missing, right? So his weight is a little over and his count is higher. And you're like, well, wait a minute. Is that 2 dead bodies?
165.3 pounds.
Right. Divided by 2 for people without heads, arms, right? So
I'm not typing that into my Google search.
Yeah, I don't think you should be doing that.
I don't think Mossad needs that information.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. So the lights are flickering here as well. He's like, okay, I don't know what's going on. So we're approaching the end here. Now here's where they start superimposing stuff. This is cool.
Yeah, that was a pretty cool scene. Had I taken a bunch of edibles before I watched this, it would have been even cooler.
Yes. That is neat. So he starts to follow him again. Another snag. Here's where he starts to realize something's up, because this guy. So there's like, if you're in a truck, you got to make the stops. Like there's mandatory stops at the like checkpoints and stuff. So you have to stop. Wait, yeah. So this and what I like is that this guy's been running this route for a while, so they know each other. And he's like, "Oh, I gotta hurry up, right?" Because Jamie Lee's could be in trouble and whatever. So the guy actually does hurry it up, and it's but he's like, "Hey, you got all this wire and shit underneath your truck, which comes into play." He goes, "You got caught up on some fencing wire and stuff, and that's gonna come into play, which is so neat." He's like, yeah, I gotta get going. So he kind of hurries it up and goes. He's following the guy. Okay, so now he sees them checking out the green van or whatever, but they just let him go. So he's trying to hurry it up. Okay, so he goes back and follows him. Now here's like more of a chase now. And this movie's going, it's 14 minutes left, but it goes to the very, very last.
Yep.
So he's following this guy, but then the cops, this was hilarious.
Drops his glasses, semi rolls over, it's fine. Green van goes over, it's fine. Cop car, blah.
What I love is that I think that this is a low-key jab on the cops. It's like, of course.
Yep.
The killer doesn't hit the killer's a good driver. The truck driver's a great driver. But no, the dumbass cops ran over the guy's thing. They're useless. They don't know what's going on.
Their police cars are so small. It's not as bad as the ones they show in London, where they're basically driving what looks like a fucking beefy, like little tykes, like things that you pedal.
With London police, that's a total joke. They're police. I wouldn't trust that. I didn't even know they didn't have weapons. Someone called me on one of my videos. I was like, wouldn't the cops just shoot this guy? And someone's like, they don't carry guns. I was like, what? Where? They don't carry guns for real? I didn't know.
I had that happen on Instagram on a crime thing, and I'm watching this dude fend off like 5 police officers. I'm like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, shoot this guy.
This threat is very easily neutralized. And they're like, well, that's in the UK and London. They don't have guns. I'm like, huh?
I completely jaw drop. I was completely stunned.
So the bad guys can have guns with the police. Well, they have special units that are armed. I'm like, those are the fucking police. Like, what? No,
I was in I actually got, like, I don't get proven, like, I got look like an idiot. Like, I don't, that doesn't happen to me. So I was pretty shocked. I was like, oh, they really don't? I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
never mind. Sorry.
Carry on.
Yeah.
Soft shoes out of the room.
Yeah, it's like, stop right there. If you don't stop, I'll say stop again.
Yeah, I will threaten you with mean words and sanctions. Well,
remember,
you ain't got no gun. I'm not scared of you.
What was, do you remember Perfect Strangers?
With Balky and Larry?
Yeah, Balky. And he came from Mypos.
Yep.
And he goes, so he says to cousin Larry, he's like, in Mypos, the prisons is they draw a circle and then they make you stand in the circle and then you're stuck in the circle. And then Larry's like, I don't understand. Like, what stops people from just leaving the circle? He's, oh, that would be against the law.
If that was so easy here.
It's like, okay. Anyways, all right. So the poor guy gets his glasses run over. This guy isn't even. This has nothing to do with anything other than to throw.
He was taking his bin out. That's all he was doing. Just taking out the bin.
This is a very interesting scene where the truck tries to ram through this alleyway. There's the killer. Finally, there you go. I think he's got a good killer face.
He definitely looks like a serial killer. I will say that. This dude is a stereotypical, like, white male. This is a serial killer. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, this guy's
most serial killers are white males. Well, I mean, we're talking US statistics. I don't know about Australia. I would imagine it's pretty much the same.
Probably. Yeah. They are. It is what it is. Yeah. The facts don't hurt us.
I've done a lot of, like, serial killer stuff, like research in my CJs, and my wife taught like a semester on serial killers. So
oh, cool.
Yeah,
you should definitely for sure watch Manhunter then, because this is like one of the first movies that really showed like figuring it out, like how the human mind, how the serial killer mind works. Like, this is the beginnings, or at least from what I know, for it's my personal beginnings, like before Criminal Minds and all these things like the BAU or whatever, and this behavioral analysis, all that stuff. it's like where like Will Graham comes in and he's like the behavioral analysis guy from that thing. And the book is even better because the book is getting even more details. The movie can't do it all.
Yeah.
But it's very neat. And is very interesting. But yeah, this guy's got the gloves. He tries to fight the truck here. So it's basically Stacey Keach versus this guy.
Yeah. He's like beating the shit out of his truck and he's like, oh yeah, I have a fucking truck.
Yeah.
Because he tried to get out and he was pinned basically against the wall. Yeah. The cop is stuck under there with the wire and the guy's fucking boat anchor from earlier that the dude at the inspection point was trying to tell him, hey, we can get that off. He's like, no time.
Yeah. Yeah. So the cops,
he was dead.
Yeah, I know. They're stuck in, okay. So they were driving around. The cops saw the truck. They're like, okay, this is our guy. So the truck, the green van is in the front with Jamie Lee as a hostage. That's the killer. Stacey Keach knows that's the killer, so he's following the killer, but the cops think Stacey Keach is the killer and they're following him. But they all get log jammed in this friggin' alleyway. And the truck literally crunches like it's like you cannot get by. So the cop tries to climb underneath to get around the thing, but then they start moving and now he's like kind of caught there.
And the truck squeezing its way down that alleyway. What a beautiful segue back to last week's. Was it last week we did Christine? Yeah, it was last week.
Yeah, Christine. The same thing happened in Christine.
Yeah, I immediately was like, ha, it's a big ass Christine.
Yeah.
Like,
we've done a bunch of Jamie Lee's recently. We just did Jamie Lee's been a bit of we've been using her a bit lately too.
Yep.
All right, so there's a little bit of a fight. I love that he just tries to so the killer and him fighting, the killer tries to use the garrote wire around Stacey Keach, but he gets out of it, and then like they're having a wrestling match, 1, 2, 3, right?
I just wrestled last weekend.
Yes, I'm all caught up on Super Shogun wrestling, so I'm ready for the next one. I had to watch like 4. Somehow I missed 4 in a row. I was like, how the hell did I miss 4 of these? Like I was like, holy shit, I haven't seen any of these. So I had to watch like 4 in like, basically like 4 days or, but I caught up. So I'm all caught up to Super Shogun. So I'm waiting for you guys. You're mean. You guys are mean. Midnight Vice is very mean.
We're dicks, dude.
I see your son from time to time in there. He's funny. You can see he's like cheering. He's like, oh, you're not supposed to be cheering. So I've caught him a couple of times on screen, and I saw one where you came and you yelled at him, or like you yelled at. I was like, oh, I know who that is. That was funny, but that was cute. So I see, Midnight Vice. You guys are very mean. You know who I like? The mime guy is very, very neat.
Oh, and Jean Paul.
Yeah.
He just turned heel, so he's Logan Blackheart now.
Oh, okay. So that was not, what was the last thing? Was the Rumble the last thing I watched, or what was the
last show that was uploaded was the July show.
Let me check and make sure. I think I am all caught up.
July was the last upload. The next one upcoming was the one that just happened Saturday night, which was that Samurai Slam.
I did see the July 11th one. I did see that. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, because that's when I wrestled Austin.
Yeah, I saw that one. Okay, so anyway, so they fight. Now, here's the thing. He gets him down, and now Stacey Keach tries to choke him with the wire, and that's when all the loser cops show up. I'm like, really?
He beat the shit out of this guy. Like, he was smashing his face against the fucking sewer grate, which I'm surprised there was really anything left of him, because, like, he pummeled him, and then, he's getting ready to hit him with the garrote, and he's like, Then of course, in typical fashion, that's when the police show up. No, it's the other guy. I just beat him up. I promise.
Yeah. So they all show up. Now, okay. Finally, this is one thing that I did like, because finally he's like, look, why don't you go check the van? Like, stop farting around here, go check the van. And they do go to check the van, and Jamie Lee is in the van tied up as a hostage. And she's like, he's not the killer, dumbass as he is. Like, right. She literally tells them.
She says what we're all thinking.
Right. There he is. So I thought this killer was very clever, because he tried to kind of back out while the commotion was happening. He tried to escape, but then they kind of say, no, you can't leave the scene. But I do like that Stacey Keach, like he's a truck driver. Like these guys are not like pushovers, right? Like this killer kills girls who he can easily overpower, and he comes from behind as well. So that's sneaky. So this guy is not a tough guy. I liked that. I liked that it was low key realistic. Like he's not a tough guy. He just got this truck driver just beat the crap out of him, right? Like fully. I mean, he kind of snuck. He got a little bit of an upper hand in the beginning because of the sneak attack or whatever. But like otherwise, like Stacey Keach just kicked the shit out of him.
This guy he picks soft targets because he's weak.
He's weak.
He's physically weak. He's got. I guarantee you, and it's funny. We could sit here and psychoanalyze him. I guarantee you, he has issues with women. Probably rejected repeatedly. Like. Right. Yeah, this dude, yeah, absolutely. You can sit there and diagnose, but yeah, that's why they're soft targets. Yeah. That's it. It's not. There's not going to be a major fight if he's trying to, kill one of them in a hotel room with the garage. They're not going to fight back much. You saw the first one; it was like it's over.
Yeah, and you saw that too because it was like a very skinny girl or whatever. Mm-hmm. Something to point out, which is funny, the dog starts barking like crazy, which dingoes don't do. So he's like, "Hey, it's not a dingo." But it's never barked this entire time. No. So it just happened to not bark, I guess. I don't know. But all that stuff, because they were going to shoot the dingo, right? They're like, oh, blah, blah, blah. So he's not a dingo. And then later he's like, well, wait a minute. I thought I bought a dingo. So now you're like, okay, and they got the guy. And now it's them. They're hanging out. And everything's fine, except they go back, and something's up because they go back to the meat packing plant. Because remember, you had to get the meat there. That was the whole point of this entire movie. They go back to the meat packing, and you're like, okay, what's going to happen? And then something. Oh, am I going to be able to? Let me see if I could chapter it. No, I can't. Let me see if I can happen to. No. No, I won't. I'm trying to click exactly on it. Damn it. Okay, let me try. Pause. Okay, let's see if I do it this way. Oh, there, she pulls it. Okay. So she pulls this thing.
And, yeah. And bloop. And there's the head.
Because we've been waiting because what he's been doing is some of the body parts got removed by the trash. Then he buried a couple. So he was moving the body parts throughout and hiding them in different spots. But he left this here to implicate Quid.
Yep.
There's a great scene where they're talking about. Where it's like, well, what if you find an arm? Yeah, but an arm doesn't mean anything. Like you can lose an arm and still be alive. So that's not, like they've got to find the head or the torso or something, right? And then they literally put the credits with Tomorrow's Bacon because that's where all that meat came from. So now you're not sure if some of that meat was human.
Yep, because they're showing the meat get all packet going into the slaughterhouse and all that. I'm like, oh yeah, this is alluding to it. It's people. It's made of people.
Soylent Green. That's like the worst kept spoiler in like everyone knows Soylent Green is people. That's like the worst kept spoiler of anything. There you go. That is Road Games.
That was Road Games. All right, let me go back to the other page here where I have all the scores. Let's see. So go ahead and I'll let you start off with this one, Jay.
Yeah, I like this movie. It's slow, yes. It's like Hitchcock movies. They're all very slow. A lot of people say, "Oh, he's the master of suspense," but really, the suspense is very slow. It's more like you have to be in the mood to have suspense. And I like this movie. So I originally gave it a 7.5, but I'm going to give it an 8. I like this movie. I think it's really cool. It's not a horror movie by any really stretch. Like anyone can watch this. Like the head does not look very good at the end either. It doesn't look like a convincing head, but I appreciate what they tried to do. and I'm kind of seeing all of the good and sort of ignoring some of the bad. But I don't think the bad is that bad. Like, I'd take this movie over a lot of the newer ones that have come out that just look very bland to me. This could be maybe remade and speed it up a little bit, but so I like this movie. I like it. I'm gonna get an 8.
When we went into this originally, I was thinking more of the Hitchhiker vibes.
Right.
The movie, not the show.
Right.
The show, although the show was pretty cool in its own respect. But anyway, the main cast in this of Stacey Keach and Jamie Lee Curtis, I really like the casting. I thought Stacey Keach, after talking through this, I find I'm going to score it a little bit higher than I originally would have. But I love the cinematography. I'm not a cinematography snob by any stretch of imagination, but I know what kind of shots I like now and how I like a movie to look, and I like the way this movie looks. In terms of it was a lot of just his thoughts and stuff, but that sets things up, and you do get those exposition dumps with the radio, which is very clever, and I do like that as a way to get the exposition into the movie. So overall, honestly, I'll go 7 out of 10 on this. I think
that's fair.
I think that's fair. I enjoyed it in that respect. Like I said, the denouement of the movie, the third act is really good because everything ramps up, and that's where you're getting the bulk of the action in this movie is in that. And really no on-screen kills other than what we see is alluded to with the first girl in the hotel room with the guitar, but there's really nothing shown. The most violence you see is during Stacey Keach fighting with the serial killer. So I enjoyed this one. Like I said, 7 and 8 out of 10. It passed the smell test for me, honestly. Like at the beginning of the movie, my wife's like, Jesus, this is boring. And I'm kind of like, yeah. But then as things started to unfold and you get more, I'm like, okay. Because I was messaging you during the
I remember, and I knew, that's why I even gave you a bit of a warning. I was like, because I was thinking about what, this movie's actually kind of slow now that you think about it. But I think it's one of the, you got to talk it out.
Yep.
Because even you, while you were thinking, this is kind of slow, but you're subconsciously picked up on a lot of stuff. Because when you're mentioning things like, you're right, I forgot about that. Right. So it's like it works better subconsciously than it does. But again, my wife wasn't watching it. She kind of thought, oh, this looks kind of neat, but not, not for me kind of a thing. Right. It's too slow. A lot of these movies in this time period, they're finding their way. This is why when you watch Halloween, people keep saying, I'm effing tired of this. Like I've seen these, Halloween 1, it's not that good. And okay, I don't know what you're talking about. Or do they put it like, I kind of liked, they put it as like the 5th best or something stupid. It's like, you have to understand that movie is crazy. Like, look at the movies that are coming around it. They're all pretty good. Like, there's a lot of good ones, right? Mm-hmm. But when you see Halloween, you're like, oh shit. Because that one's almost like perfectly done.
Yep.
Like, every so often there's something cool going on or whatever. Like, this movie could have used, if you would have taken 15 minutes out of here, you maybe would have lost a little bit, but you definitely would have increased like the tension by removing some.
It's almost like the shoe leather shots you get. You know what I mean by a shoe leather?
No.
Okay, shoe leather is like they're showing people just walking around for no reason other than to pad the run time.
Sure. Yeah, cut that down. Yeah.
It's almost like shoe leather, except it's like rubber in this. You know what I mean? It's like
he's driving around and they're panning. Like it's just cut one scene of his thoughts. Like you're not going to lose anything, right? Like,
no, and you just tighten up that runtime a little bit because it's an hour and 30 minutes sounds better than an hour and 40 minutes when you're talking about like a horror movie like this. If it's like a slasher, you're like an hour and 40 minutes. You're like, okay, because you're guaranteed that there's going to be action because with that long runtime, you're going to get a lot of kills.
Right.
So with this,
this needs to be 10 minutes. Easy. I could easily remove 10 minutes and I not lose anything. Like not really lose the movie.
If I wish I had the time, because that would be something like to do is go through and re-edit movies like this and find out where to take that shit out and how to keep the story, the continuity going,
Yeah, even with the bathroom, like he didn't have to go in and out as many times.
Yeah.
Like just go in once and like just right there, like go in once. She's looking in the car, cut back to him inside the bathroom, cut back to her. The car's gone. What the shit? Like even that right there, that would have shaved off 5 minutes, and the noisy part would have been gone, and you just get right back into the movie. And even the beginning parts, like he wakes up, gets the thing, and then it just fade that, like get on, like started off quick. The end, the last like 20. Excuse me, the last 25 minutes is fine. This guy directed, we'll say this before we wrap up. He did Psycho 2 was his next movie. And that, have you seen Psycho 2? Because it's fucking awesome.
Not in years and years and years.
Dude, Psycho 2 and Psycho 3 are like Psycho 1 is all the first 3 movies are awesome. And then he did Cloak and Dagger. You ever see that? That's a great movie.
With Dabney Coleman?
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I saw Cloak and
Dagger.
It's
beautiful. I've got a 4K that's got like tons of stuff in it. I love that movie. He made that. He made Link, that with the that stupid Terrence Stamp or whatever. He made FX2. Did you ever see FX? Do you ever see the FX movies? Oh shit, FX2. Brian Dennehy and what's the guy's name? It's about a special effects guy who's trying to solve murders and stuff. And in the second one, they're using it, and he uses like special effects to like get to the guys and everything.
Okay, damn, that actually sounds pretty neat.
Yo, dude, FX2 is fucking awesome. I love that movie. Brian Dennehy is great. He's a good guy in it.
Brian Dennehy, he's a good guy.
He's a good guy in it, yes. And he did 5 episodes of Beastmaster, the TV series. So
I remember
the guy's a good director. I'll get the FX movies for you and throw them up if you ever watch them. They're not horror movies. They're just like, but they're just neat because it's like an effects guy doing the stuff. Like they do, like he sets up little things and they've got the things, where they exploded and then the guy jumps. So it's like they set that up so the guy gets nailed. And it's like a movie effects guy who's like fighting the bad guys or whatever. It's pretty cool. Anyway.
It's like crime thriller kind of like.
Yeah, it's not horror. We won't review them or whatever. It's just for your own personal.
Yeah, I don't mind watching stuff like that. All right, before we go, next Tuesday night, we got these planned ahead, folks.
Yeah,
we are reviewing the original Creep Show from 1982. Which, and before you ask, yes, of course, we're doing the second one as well. So here's the next couple shows I can run down for you real quick.
Yeah, let's do it.
Creep Show on September 8th. On September 15th, we got the 1992 original Candyman. Yeah, I know. They're going to be fun. And speaking of which, on September 20th, channel members, guess what? I'm going to do member streams again. They're already scheduled. I got one on September 20th. And by that time, we'll be into our spooky season watch parties. The Burning on the 17th of September. And then Creep Show 2 is on the 22nd of September. The 24th is Maniac Cop Watch Party. That's Thursday night. And then All Hallows Eve on the 29th of September. So that's kind of a quick look at what's coming up there. And I needed a franchise to review this October. And I'm going to get started on my first video probably tomorrow. I'll start scripting it out. And for this year, I have selected none other than the Terrifier franchise. Now, with these videos, this is going to be very, very dicey because you guys know I'm very clip heavy when I do these deep dive videos like the Halloween series. I spend a lot of time doing these. So I'm going to have to be very careful with what I use in terms of footage from Terrifier. I'm not going to be able to show a lot of or any of the kills. What you'll get is a lot of kind of like the goofier stuff and some other scenes of art and the other characters, but it will be clip heavy, and I might even be in the actual video because YouTube's doing this thing now where faceless channels, which my videos, I'm not in as many of them. I don't really want to. I don't mind doing these live streams. I want to be on camera, but the videos, I prefer to just narrate at this point. But they're kind of punishing that, so I'll probably be somewhere. I'll shrink myself down to about tiny, minuscule size in the corner of the screen so you can see everything else fine. But yeah, Terrifier series, All Hallows Eve and Terrifier 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to bust those out this month so they're ready for October, which means I'm going to give them to the channel members first. And then last piece of business before we go, spooky season watch parties kick off on the 17th with The Burning, 24th Maniac Cop, the 1st, we have Silver Bullet. The 8th of October, New Beginning, Friday the 13th, Part 5. The 15th, Scarecrows. The 22nd, Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. And Terrifier on the 29th. So that is what we got going. And yeah, we've got a big, we got the list. What I'm doing for all my panel people here, my friends, is we're getting everybody signed up for watch parties, who's going to be on what cast. We'll have rotating cast members on a lot of these streams. Pretty much all of them will have a rotating cast in some respects. So thank you. I gifted 10 channel memberships tonight because it's the 1st of the month. Wake up, wake up. I'm making it rain channel memberships. But no, thank you everybody for being here. Raj, thank you for the super chats. You'll have another new bumper next week. I'm gonna actually, fuck it, it's early. I'm gonna work on that right now. Yeah, it's really difficult screen recording Bree and Selma Hayek. It's tough. I'm doing the Lord's work over here, people. The Lord's work. But J-Man, thank you, brother, for being here again as my wonderful, amazing gasp. He's my co-host. But yeah, we will see you guys next week. Remember, if we don't see you, have a great day. Pleasant tomorrow. We'll catch you on the next one. And it is always better to burn out than fade away. Deuces. Bye-bye, everybody. I swear Jesus won't help you if